All right, so everybody loves a good carrot cake, and I'm no different. But today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious, healthy vegan carrot cake using no oil, no wheat, no refined sugar, and no rice. Too good to be true, you say? Well, stay tuned, and I'm going to show you how to make your own. All right, so before I do anything else with this cake, the first thing I want to do is make a flax egg. Now, to make a flax egg, you just need some grounded flaxseed and some water. All right, so we're going to mix this up really well. So now I'm going to set this aside and let it set up. So now we're going to add our dry ingredients.
I don't use any wheat in my recipes because it's low in nutrients and spikes blood sugar. Almond is my go-to flour. However, when I'm baking cakes, I like to use a combination of almond and oat because I get best results this way.
All right, so now I'm just going to combine everything. Now it's time to combine our wet ingredients. And for this particular cake, I'm going to start with this carrot puree.
Applesauce is a popular way to replace oil when baking, but since I'm making a carrot cake, I thought I would use carrot puree. That way it'll still add back the moisture, but it'll stay consistent with the flavor of the cake. As far as sweetening things, I use dates, date syrup, or date paste. Dates are much healthier than sugar, honey, and maple syrup because it has antioxidants, nutrients, and fiber, so it's a much healthier choice.
When I was a kid, I would not touch carrot cake because of the word carrot. I didn't like vegetables back then. Who knew that I'd be making delicious carrot cake like this now? So good.
Since we're adding grated carrots to the mixture, it's not necessary to add as much liquid as you would with most cakes. This is because when the cake is baking, the carrots are going to exude some moisture and we don't want our cake to end up too mushy. Now we're going to add our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients and get it mixed into a nice thick batter. Now we're going to add our batter to our pan, and notice that I lined my pan with parchment paper. This is another way to cook oil-free without things sticking.
All right, so that's it for the cake. All we got to do now is get this baby baking in the oven. Let's do it. All right, now that we got our cake in the oven, we're going to put together some healthy vegan cream cheese, and we're going to use these cashews that I've been soaking for a couple of hours for our base.
To create a creamy texture, it's important that you soak your cashews long enough. Since I have a high-power blender, I soak mine for a couple of hours, but you can soak yours longer if necessary. Next, I'm going to add some lemon juice to give it that nice cream cheese tanginess, then some vanilla and some dates. Now it's time to blend, and the important thing here is to make sure to blend it until it's nice, creamy, and smooth. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe below.
All right, let's see what we got. So when I make my cream cheese, I like to blend it really well. And when you do that, it's going to generate some heat, and the heat can thin it out a bit. So if you want to thicken it, you can just stick it in the fridge while your cake is baking until it's ready to ice. Now let's taste it and give it a test here. Tangy, sweet, just like a cream cheese frosting should be.
So I took my cake out of the oven about 45 minutes ago so that it could cool down, and now that it is cool, I'm getting it ready to add my cream cheese frosting. But I want to add just a little bit of crunch to this cake, so I'm going to add some nuts, but not just any nuts. I'm going to use walnuts. Walnuts are my go-to because they're the healthiest of all nuts. So I'm going to take some and chop it and lay it over top for taste and presentation.
So I gotta tell you, I got this thing for icing cakes. I just love doing it.
So my favorite part of making cakes is definitely adding on the frosting. There's just something so peaceful and artful about it, and it gives the cake a nice finished look.
So walnuts are optional, but it's an option I always choose because they're so healthy. All right, and last, we're gonna throw some cinnamon on it. All right, you know what time it is. Somebody's got to taste this. All right, now I can tell you so far, it looks like success. Kitchen smells great, it smells like success, but the true test is the taste. So good.